Hey, how's it going? I'm Han. I play guitar and I sing for Omerta, and this is my gear. First thing is my guitar. This is an Ibanez RGI B6. It's a baritone guitar. It has two EMGs. I forgot which EMGs they are, but I know they're EMGs. You know, pretty standard with most guitar nowadays. A lot of people hate on them, but I mean, I still love them. Yeah, just basically one volume knob on here, three-way selector, kill switch. I barely use a kill switch. Typically, I usually stay on the bridge pickup. For the neck pickup, well, I think for our future music, we'll have more parts, you know, where I'm gonna be more on the neck pickup. But typically, yeah, I usually stay here around there, or for our music. And volume knob, I usually just keep it all the way up, you know, and I use the kill switch to just kind of cut out sound if I need to. And you know, it has this cool like little binding around here, the white. It actually used to be a lot wider, but I've had this guitar for so long, so it's kind of turned a little bit more, I guess, manila, what do you say? And yeah, in the back, you know, we got this really cool stripe. Yeah, I think I mentioned it was a baritone. And the cool thing about that is back here, you're able to fit a bass string in there, you know, for people who want to tune extremely low. And you know, got the battery compartment right there. And yeah, I use the strap locks for this guitar, so you know, yeah, that's it. For the strings, I use Diodario's. The gauges are from 14 to 68. They're the medium baritone pack. Tuning for this guitar, or basically all of our music, is actually a drop A sharp. And yeah. So for pedals, let's see. From the start of the chain to my guitar to the end of the amp, it's gonna go polytune. I use a ricochet and a whammy. So reason why we do that is sometimes in our music, you know, we need to go, 2 octaves up, but also simultaneously I need to go an octave down. So instead of having to, you know, manually change it, because sometimes in a song you're having to do both simultaneously, I use this to go an octave down, I use this to go 2 octaves up. So, you know, that's why we kind of utilize both of these. I have a booster pedal, you know, for whenever I'm doing leads or solos, just so that, you know, I can make it louder. And this guy here, the Swollen Pickle, actually, I found out about this pedal through Isaac Hale of Knock Loose. I watched a gear video of his, and this basically, it's a fuzz pedal, but there's a way where you can unscrew the back and you can modify it, and it almost sounds just like an HM2 pedal. So, you know, I use that for those like really low, slow, chuggy parts. You know, I got this MXR micro chorus, you know, great pedal. And so for the Tube Screamer, I actually used to use this, the Precision Drive by Horizon Devices. You know, I had been using this for a few years, but you know, after a while, I was like, man, I kind of want something a little bit more girthier, maybe a thicker tone, and you know, I went back to using the Ibanez TS9, and yeah, man, this pedal honestly is godsend. Like, it's, again, like, you know, I think this is just classic to most guitar players, especially in this genre, but yeah, great pedal. And of course, you know, you need a noise suppressor, so, you know, just to cut out all that extra noise. And our entire band, we all use wirelesses, well, at least the guitar players. So, you know, I use the Line 6 Relay G50. It is very, very solid. It hasn't, you know, given me any issues. Prior to this, I used to use the G30, and that gave me tons of issues. But yeah, no, this is a great thing. So yeah, that's my pedal board. As far as the amps go, I am using the 5153. It says it's a 50 watt, but actually this is a 100 watt. Funny story about this, the last tour we were on with the Amity Affliction, literally the first day on soundcheck, I used to use a PV6505 Plus, and literally during soundcheck, it just went out, and I had just changed the tubes too, so it was probably some other internal issue. Right after soundcheck, I had to run to Guitar Center, and we were in somewhere in California. I forgot which city, but just went in there, found this used, and yeah, so I think the person who sold it might have taken off the original tag here and replaced it with this, because God knows why. As far as settings go, I just got this out of the van, so it might be a little janky, but yeah, for the most part, I usually keep my gain. Well, first of all, I use the third channel because the third channel, you know, tends to be the has the most distortion, and you know, kind of need that for our music. So yeah, I usually stay on the third channel. For gain, I usually, you know, dial that back a little lower just because you don't need all that gain, you know. So I usually keep it around like, you know, at 3, you know. I like to push a lot of low end and, you know, scoop the mids for sure. And for the treble or high end, I usually keep it at 12 o'clock. And, you know, volume, that depends on the venue, right? And for presence, since the presence acts more as like a high end, I usually try to cut back that on as well because, you know, my guitar being an active pickup guitar, it's super just like, you know, super, it pushes a lot of high end on there and or high gain. So, you know, I try to cut back as much as high end as possible. I think I mentioned, yeah, it has 6L6s for tubes. And for the cab, you know, classic, of course, 4x12 Mesa cab. You can never go wrong with those. I feel like, you know, the EVH or PV and Mesa combo is a godsend. But yeah, that's basically it. Thank you so much for, you know, checking us out if you have, but if you haven't yet, you know, again, we're Omerta. You can find our music on Spotify, Apple Music, you know, any streaming service. We have an album called Hyperviolence out, and we just put out a single called Antiamorous. If you want to catch us on this tour or any other future tours, you can go to ihateomerta.com/live. All of our socials, it's at ihateomerta. Thanks.